So without further ado, I would like to introduce our third panelist. Trying to pull up your bio, buddy. So, if we wanted to set up a panel on intergenerational wealth, we wanted to look at community models, not just government models. This brother runs an organization called Million Man Black Men March in LA. And one of the tenets that they practice is intergenerational wealth, building intergenerational wealth. So again, we apologize because I'm still looking for the email. They said they sent it to me. You'll pull it up? You got it?
That's right, you just passed the mic.
Yeah. Okay, so just pass the mic. All right.
How y'all doing today? The reason y'all came today is to hear what I got to say. Because these are elected officials. She's been in the community for umpteen years. But for the first time, we get an opportunity to connect the streets with the politicians. Now, we're at a crossroads right now. And I know everybody knows that the energy is feeling real weird right now. But insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different outcome. So if we do the same thing we've been doing for the last 60 years, we're going to have another 100-year struggle. And blood is going to be on our hands. Okay, I'm Generation X, I'm 52 years old. So I know what it's like to grow up without all of these gadgets and all of the infrastructure that they got now, know how to watch TV, turning the channel like this, with the antennas. But moving forward to now, like she mentioned, Dr. King's dream. It wasn't no dream. Dr. King got scared because he was trying to say what she mentioned. That was the first part of his speech. When he had a prepared speech, they said it was 6-minute prepared speech, but he see the FBI and CIA giving him death threats and all of that. Dr. King backed up and somebody said, tell him about your dream. And there you go. I have a dream. And that's where they started from. But he said, we're here to get our check. And if you didn't know, Dr. Cornel West is running for the Green Party. That's the third party option. Dr. King went there to introduce the Poor People's Party. That's right. The Poor People's Party. So look how legislation duped us, and Malcolm would say we got hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, that's why we're running them up, because the 64 Civil Rights Act, 60 years in 24. 60 years. A 60-year failed experiment because they took our racial matters and put it on a back burner so they can actually put, women's movement, which includes white women, the LGBTQ movement, which includes white women and white men, so that the white men of the elected officials can talk to their gay brother, their lesbian sister, to make sure they go into the community and make sure we don't grow. Now, as individuals, we good, she good, he good, but what about the group? What about the group? Why are we not worried about the least of these? They say there's no I in team, but it's an M and an E in there. So moving forward now, we're dawning on a crossroad going into 24. The number 4 is culture freedom. We cannot choose culture here. We got to choose freedom. Because freedom is for everybody, meaning everyone walks up, no matter what your situation is, we're going to work with you. Culture is, I'm going to hire this brother here. And then I'm going to make sure I'm indoctrinating you, and I'm going to tell you who to pick to put in. And then you have the chaos, which we're seeing right now on our daily news. So what we have done, what we've been working, Black Men March in LA, during the George Floyd riots, it came through, through a vision, and we started it, but the foundation has already been laid through the youth programs, through football. We was coaching kids, my kids, our kids, and we saw how we paying attention to our children, how they became ultra successful like this. But the one who you thought was a 5-star athlete, hey, Mr. Glover, where your son, and how you doing? He got a cigarette in his ear and he in the hood, but nobody paid attention to him. But he was the best thing since sliced bread. But our kids, just because of the words of encouragement, got them to be Oxford scholars. Got my ball boy to Congress right now. And I'm from the hood. I dressed well, and I had to make a decision because I was at a crossroad in corporate America. My boss told me in a government position, I'm not gonna say no names, you got a decision to make. Do you want to be successful and get this promotion? And my job was to destroy his enemy so I could be next to him. But I come from the neighborhood. I ain't no snitch, I ain't no sellout. I faked a back injury for a whole year, got my full retirement. Give me a hand clap for that. At 52 years old. So what I'm saying is the foundation is solid as a rock. And when I heard that this brother was doing all that he's doing on reparations, that's literally to solidify and to make sure we get what we need to be sustained. Now, every culture and generation has dealt with this. The Japanese got billions of dollars. The Jewish people here in America in the 50s, America brokered a deal with Germany to get them $6 billion. And it's kind of weird how Hollywood started in the 50s. So look at the money that they had to invest. Look at the remnants and the generational wealth that they're creating. So right now, we are at a fundamental situation where we can actually have these conversations, continue with these think tanks, make educated decisions to put infrastructure, banking, financial, get the trade back into schools, start educating our children and building that equity, because no child should be left behind. And sitting in a room right now on the campus of Cal State Dominguez Hills, this is a beautiful thing. And I'm surprised I ain't still crying from hearing Dr. Cornel West basically speak these things into fruition. We got a presidential candidate that didn't ask for none of y'all vote. He didn't say vote for me. He's basically giving you an opportunity to do something different. Because the last election was the lesser of the two evils. So this time it's going to be pick your poison. So our job is not to change none of that, but to basically fulfill. Because we all are spiritual beings. Like she said, you can call him Buddha or whatever, but God is in control. And the Bible don't lie. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to sit down. In the book of Genesis, I believe it's 15:3, it says, the children of Abraham will be stolen from their land, Africa, dwell in a foreign land, America, and will dwell as slaves for exactly 400 years. Now, if you look at the Israelites, that thing happened in the book of Moses. They parted the Red Sea. They all died due to their unrighteousness. So this was a prophecy that somebody said, we're going to put this in the Old Testament, but somebody said, no, we're going to throw this in the New Testament as well. It's in Acts 76, verbatim. The children of Abraham will dwell in a foreign land, be stolen from their land, dwell in a foreign land, be cast as slaves, be duly oppressed for exactly 400 years. The continuance is, I, God, will punish the oppressors. Now you can see why the fires is happening. Now you can see why the floods are happening. Now you see why we have to disassociate ourselves with them, because we are staying in a purgatory type position because we are with them. So if God's going to punish the oppressors, then that means we're going to have to do our thing and get our blessing. And the way we get our blessing is come together as one, understand what the cause is, and moving forward, the foundation has been laid. So we got work to do. Okay, the Constitution says we the people. It doesn't say we the politicians, we this and that. So the people, the grassroots, we got to communicate. We got to organize. We got to come together. If Black Men March on LA is marching orders. Okay, and our marching orders is to choose theocracy over democracy. Thank you.
Brother Bruce Allen, brother. Black Man March on LA.